on this microphone, just because it's playing live as well, people are not able to hear your questions. All they were hearing was kind of the answers. We're going to go over a couple of different things, and then after that, we'll allow for questions. We just want to talk about a couple of different things.
Tell them to tune into CNMI News so they can hear the questions.
That too. Yeah. Are we good?
And Governor Vinnie, I'm ready for live too. Just
all right.
If you want, you can move on this side because you're not asking any questions, right? On this side? Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody has wrote here, so you don't pick the wrong one. I know everyone can.
Ay, kasi kung ang Z2, sometimes I don't need to read, so I wrote it, no?
Let's go.
Yeah. You start.
One moment, it's starting right now.
You start. Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We came here. Wanted to welcome all of our media partners and everyone that's listening. We just wanted to update everyone with what's going on, and to first great news that Andrew Salas officially endorsed Vinnie and I, and he came to the headquarters along with his mom, Auntie Adelina Salas. To join us, to join on the cause of this runoff. It's something that we look forward to, and we're very fortunate to have him, his family, believe in this process. I will look forward to it, and definitely a beautiful sight. And we welcome not just Andrew, his mom, the family, but everyone else that believe in this process of another round on runoff, and we welcome everyone.
Thank you, Govin. Good afternoon to everybody and to our media partners that are present here in the room today. Also to the viewing public, the Commonwealth, the Northern Marianas Islands, our people that are watching from abroad and from the CNMI as well. We have 3 more days to early voting, 10 more days to election day. And I want to thank all of the people for coming out to vote during the last general election. We did have a significant number of failed to vote voters, and I want to really ask everybody to exercise your powerful right to vote and to choose your next leaders of the CNMI. It's very important. It's important for all of us, and it's important for the future of the CNMI. The Gov just said that we had former Representative Andrew Salas join the Republican family. We thank him for making that decision, and the Republican family welcomes him to the party. Like I said in the previous press conference, we did have the Democratic tandem of Sablan staffer ask the Democrat supporters to follow and put their support to the Palacios Apatan group, and I just wanted really appeal to our people to make your own decision. Make your decision on facts, make your decision on progress, and make your decision to vote on what you see in front of you, the performance that you've seen from your leaders. And also to make a decision on what's at stake for our Commonwealth and who you think could lead the Commonwealth into sustaining a better future for our people and our children. As we look into issues, going forth into this election and later, the Republican Party and the Torres and Sen camp, we want to compliment the work that has been done. Everything, the performance that has been placed forward to bring back our economy, to bring back our tourists. We want to complement that with the platform that we have and the plans that we have to put forth to join the the work that has been done. So that's really the direction that the Torres Sablan camp is taking. And I think, I feel it's very, very important for everyone, before you decide who to vote for, to really look around. Look around and look what's right in front of you. Look back and see how your life was several years ago and how it is now. And look forward to see what kind of leaders will be there in the future to continue to lead this Commonwealth, to improve the quality of lives of our people. So, there's a lot of moving parts in these elections, and there's definitely a lot of factors in running a government. But we all want to make sure that we're investing in the right things, and we're investing funds into sustaining the economic position of our Commonwealth, so that we can build programs and systems to assist our people. We're, like the Gov said, we wanted to come back and speak in front of you through this press conference to really give you updates on what's going on, and really just appeal to you to really, really look and feel what's going on in front of you, and choose the right leaders for your Commonwealth. So we're hoping that the progress that has been put forth is a testament of the work that is to come, if you give us a chance to lead in the next 4 years. So we're ready for some questions by the press, and we'll go back and forth to go from that. So thank you everybody for listening.
And so regarding the Independent and Democratic Coalition, last we heard from the Independent gubernatorial candidates press conference, they're working some sort of agreement in which they adopt some Democrat policies in their platform. We just heard that they're going to be holding a joint press conference tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Tina and Leland, Arnold and Dave. And so in your appeal to voters to go to your party, are you willing to adopt some Democratic platforms and change your platform so that your call is heard?
Actually, we've actually been looking at it, and I think at the end of the day, we want the same thing. It's just how do we get there? I know that for one, continue partners with NMTI, PSS, CNMI Department of Labor Scholarship. I mean, that's one of their platform, and that's also something that we continue to make sure that we strengthen that platform. So the answer is yeah, we've been looking into it, and we want to make sure that the CNMI has inclusive, right? Not in our party, and ideals that perhaps can strengthen in our party and collaborate with each other's platform, definitely.
And yeah, just to add on that, Tomas, everyone going into the general election, there were 3 different platforms by 3 different gubernatorial tandems, right? There were some similarities and differences, but one thing was constant, there were different approaches that were to be taken from each camp. I want to say that the other 2 platforms had plans. What the Torres Sablan platform put forth was accomplishments, right? So their platforms are actually this administration's accomplishments of what we've been doing. And like I said, we're complementing future plans in the platform with the work that has been continuing already. We can't start from the beginning. We're seeing some activity right now, and I think it's in the best interest of our people that we continue this activity, right? It's moving already. So sure, we're looking at all the platforms, and like the Gov said, everyone wants to do the right thing for the CNMI. It's just a different approach, and we can tie everything in, once this process is done. So definitely, looking at everything from different angles and looking at all the issues and making sure that we can, grab different parts to strengthen the solutions that we are going to put forth.
And one thing that really struck me is one of their platforms, Come Home Project, where it entices college students, graduates to come home. That's always been something. I came home, right? And that's something that's very dear to me, and I would like to expand on that project to give opportunities for those that left the CNMI for a better opportunity, where there's greener pasture on the other side, or education. But definitely something that we should also look at, what can we build here. And for example, Senator Jude's bill where it increases the scholarship program for behavioral specialty. And that's something that we'd like to promote here. At the same time, try to bring those that have left the CNMI to come back and share their expertise.
I just wanted to follow up before passing it on. It's been a week since the general election. Have you received a poll, or have you polled Democrats and independents in the past week?
We have. We've been reaching out. Both me reaching out to some of the other camp, and I've also been receiving calls from the other camps.
Have you spoken to Sablan Stafford directly?
I have not.
Next.
All right. Gov and Vinnie, when you were saying that most of your stuff is still the same, the way you guys view things. So then, what would you tell people sets you apart then from the other campaign? You said if you guys are the same, pretty much your platforms. What's going to set you apart from that?
What sets the platforms apart, Brad, is we've been performing already. The platform has been the work already. We didn't have to wait, and we're not waiting. And we've seen right in front of our eyes. There has been investments made by the administration, by our government, to bring in airlines. Right, we've been really thinking creatively how to bring in more tourists and how to market our islands, right, to different tourist markets, so that we can strengthen the visitor industry. We've been looking at how to really protect and preserve our environment, looking at universal trash collection and stuff. So that's what I feel sets the Torres and Sen platform apart, is that portions and a lot of what's on the platform is actually work that's being done right now. And some have been accomplished already. And that's why I said it's very, very vital. And it's in the best interest of our CNMI that, we continue this and not begin a different approach to what we have to do to sustain our economic activity here, but just keep going and as we go on, we're going to learn and start kind of building stronger into what we have to do and what the solutions that we find for the issues that are in front of us.
I think on top of that, we're able to not just looking at the accomplishments of the platform, but the ability to also look at other platforms. We talked about the Democratic platform, their platform on infrastructure. They want to have solar. We've been pushing solar. So now we have PSS. Imagine all PSS now should be 100% grid. If not, then they're already on the verge of having 100%. So when you look at that, again, you have other platforms in the Democratic Party that we have the same belief and the approach, and we're doing it. Another one is their support and efforts to voice our youth and the LGBTQ platform. I'm the first governor who acknowledged that, who did proclamation, I believe in 2016 or 17, because I believe in equality and I believe in just the respect on giving each other. So there's a lot of things that we've done as a platform, but also acknowledging other platforms and say, hey, yeah, I see that it is a platform, but we're also doing that together as we move forward.
Just two things. One, I just want to follow up on something, Senator. You mentioned the universal trash collection. I remember reading a lot about it early, but I want to know where it is now.
I believe there was a committee that was formed in the Governor's Economic Council, right? And that committee is looking into other jurisdictions. I just recently came from the Association of Pacific Island Legislatures, and we introduced a resolution for the Pacific Islands and Micronesian Islands and their governments to look into universal trash collection, universal trash collection, so that we can, really just share resources, share ideas on how we're going to get there. Being in this geographical location where a lot of shipping has to happen, and we have challenges with recycling and stuff like that. So it's going to be it's a huge task, but it's a topic that's on the table right now through the Governor's Economic Council. And also just other jurisdictions, other governments in the Micronesian Islands. So it's work in progress. We're going to follow suit with everyone else and try to build the perfect system so that we can finally come into fruition with that project.
So we met with the committee and met with the existing companies and making the availability of bins across CNMI. And that's one of the challenges is Rodentinian and Saipan having one holistic cost and the availability of services. So that's where we're at, and I hope in the next few months we should close that gap.
And one more on universal trash collection, Brad, to our people. There's a lot of proponents of this. Universal trash collection goes hand in hand with recycling. One of the challenges we're having here is we don't have the capability to recycle here. We can bring in the technology to recycle, but how are we going to use the end product, right? If we're going to recycle cans, who's going to can drinks or whatever here, right? So there's a lot of parts and a lot of proponents here that we have to really look into. So we're going to have to kind of reach out to different countries or different jurisdictions and ask, can you be a part of this, the recycling proponent of our universal trash collection movement, right? And let's form a partnership there so that we can take care of just our ground waste and e-waste and stuff like that, where we need to send it. So it's a complex issue, but we have to get there. One day we have to get there, and I'm glad that it's on the table right now, and that's part of the platform right now. And there's work that's being done at the moment. So.
This morning, the Lieutenant Governor and Representative Sablan were on Good Morning Mariana, so you guys should be on too. They were on this morning and they mentioned two things. One, I asked them about the debate. You wanted to challenge them to a debate. His answer hadn't been announced, I guess, before, but he said that him and his team said they didn't see the value in doing it. Do you have a comment about that?
Okay, well, that was Thomas' question last time about the debate and how can it not be of value when we have three parties, I guess 2 parties are independent, we're in a runoff, and to have the new voters or voters to decide on the next gubernatorial, there's only 2 candidates. I think it's definitely beneficial to have a debate where everyone hears what the next governor will do, what the next governor has done, and what the next governor will continue to do. I remember when Thomas asked that question, the last thing I heard was anytime, anywhere. And Governor Torres better be ready or you should be scared that I'm coming. Some in that line. So for me, I'm appealing to him that it's not me, it's to give the opportunity for voters out there to hear what you also have to say, what you have done, what will you continue to do, what have you provided? Because I think everyone deserves that. Aside from what I'm doing, I think everyone's concerned about a lot of things, and hearing it from both you and I hope Senator Vinnie and Mayor Apatan can also share their insight, what they've done, what they're going to do, and how they're going to take care of the people of the Commonwealth. And so I believe, based on his last, that it's anytime, anywhere. So again, I want to hear it because there's a lot of issues that I am concerned. I mean, I've taken care of the retirees, but I'm also concerned. I'm concerned that if someone else handles this, how are they going to get their 25%? How are they going to get their 100%? I am concerned of a lot of things that if the progress doesn't continue, what is the solution for the next governor? And that's why I appealed to have this debate so that others can hear it. I know what I have done, but if I don't do it, what is the ramification? How is people going to survive? How is the retirees, for example? what is their solution? And that's my concern. So I hope that we consider that.
Right, it's our people deserve to hear our leaders and our candidates articulate the issues and articulate the solutions they have in their plans and their platform. That's what a debate is. The debate is not for candidates to see who's beating who. It's to give the chance to our people to listen so that they can make a sound decision who they want to vote for. If a debate happens, we are going to articulate issues that are before the CNMI and the Commonwealth. And the answers that we give will be used against us when we serve, right? So that's going to be the reference they're going to use. We can't just have it on paper. We want to listen to, I'm a voter, and when I wasn't a candidate, I always wanted to listen to my candidates. And I wanted to hear them. I wanted to feel them. I wanted to see what their plans or what their solutions were and how they can articulate that and how they understand that so that I can measure the knowledge that they have of the issues that are concerning our Commonwealth. So that's really the importance of the debate, and I was ready and I've been ready to debate and, just to show our Commonwealth and our people that, these are things that are happening and this is what we're going to put forth.
And on top of that, I remember early on when Tina and Leila challenged me for debate with Vinnie. So, the same team that they're together are saying now that it's, what did they say?
That their team didn't see the value.
They don't see the value. So early on, Tina and Leila said, I challenged the governor for a debate. So is there value to that? And then now that they're together, there is no value on it. Again, this is not about us, it's about giving the opportunity. Tina and Leila believe there's a value in the debate, so they asked me for a debate and they challenged the governor. So now it's our turn to say, hey, let's challenge you so that the community gets the opportunity to hear both sides, so that the voters can look at and get an educated answer, educated view on the approach and let them make the decision.
And I'll let you off on this one. We asked them about what they discussed during their meeting. Was there some kind of agreement that they made? And the one thing that they said they wanted to do was have the books open with regards to the CNMI's finances for the ARPA spending and everything like that. And that was their big agreement.
Go ahead and ask the question. It's there.
No, I mean, but that's what they were asking. Like, they said that they were trying to get some information from that. Had to file subpoenas to try and get some of the financial information.
Just ask a question, and Department of Finance would provide those information. There's no reason to hide something that it's there. Have they asked questions? Have they asked? What have they asked that the finance has not provided?
And the ARPA spending has been, it's been done or really regulated by a spending plan that was approved, right, by the Department of Treasury. So, there are the systems in place, the checks, in place for that, because I believe that the Secretary of Finance has to report on, a timely basis, right, to the U.S. Department of Treasury on how the plan that was approved in order to receive the award and to receive the money, how is that working out? So that's really what the administration is following, is the spending plan. And with the time that that they're allotting for the CNMI and other jurisdictions to use that money, we have to really be thinking fast and really be just acting quick and trying to find where we need to put this based on that spending plan. So, like I said, I've always saw that the ARPA spending has its checks and balances, and we're about a year and a half left to expend all those funds. So we need to make sure that we put it in the right place based on the approved spending plan that was able for us to get the award.
Thank you.
And so just to follow up on Brad's question, one thing that the Democrats and the Independents, one thing that we've heard from their platform is, their plans to move forward with the looming fiscal cliff. So my question is, do you think that there is a looming fiscal cliff? And if there is, or, what's your comment on that?
So I would like to get an example. What does that mean, right? Because I've seen someone says, "Oh, there's deficit from 2016, 17." If you look at all the events, and you look at the cost, of course there's going to be deficit. When there's disaster from 2015, U2, Mancud, and of course now with the pandemic. So, unless there's specific questions on issues, when there's a pandemic, when there's a disaster, I would do whatever it takes to make sure that the people of the Commonwealth is safe. I would do whatever it takes for the people of the Commonwealth to get their water. I would do whatever it takes for them to get their utility. I would deal with the deficit, and I can be criticized, and I continue to get criticized. But at the end of the day, did I provide water to the people in a timely manner? Did we get federal assistance? Did that relationship help? I mean, all those questions should be asked as well. Because you want to save money and then jeopardize people's life, I'm not going to do that. And it's tough decisions that I've made. It may not be popular, but I made it for the best interest of the Commonwealth.
And like the Gov said, there's been a lot of factors, right, in the deficit. Like with we're just going to keep going back to that because that's what the factors were the actual storms and the pandemic. But really to dig our way out of a deficit, we have to build the economy, and that's an investment. It takes money to do that, because we can't just see the deficit and hope and make hope that it'll just kind of fix itself, right? We're gonna have to make some investments. We're gonna have to really think creatively how to bring in industries, new industries, and also to regain the visitor industry so that we can have that revenue, right, to cover and to pay and to cover that deficit. So these are things that have to happen. Deficits are there here and in other jurisdictions, but there has to be actions that have to be taken to get out of deficits. And building the economy and having economic activity is really, really vital. And there's things that have to happen for us to bring that revenue here so that we can pay off what we need to do, pay off our obligations and in addition, continue to provide services to our people. So that's what's, that's what we have to do. We have the plans to do that, and that's what we've been trying to push out with investing in bringing back our industries.
Well, what are your thoughts on the independent team asking to be included as poll workers and supervisors in the runoff election?
What do they? You can take it.
I mean, they have a policy, right? So we'll just stick to whatever the policy says.
And then there seems to be this notion from the Democratic Party to have a debate under code. What are your thoughts on that?
Sure.
And House lawmakers have often said time and time again that there's a lack of communication between the House leadership and the executive. If re-elected, how do you intend to effectively communicate with both the House and the Senate, not at the independents and the Democrats and the majority?
So my first thing is, if we are blessed and be given to serve the Commonwealth for the next 4 years, I will not wait till January. I would ask to have a summit, close the book on whatever has transpired, whatever the throwing, nasty, whatever it is, or ask for collaboration, close this chapter in the CNMI, open a new one, and we'll start opening a dialogue. My door is open, and I hope that I can feel welcome to go to the other side and welcome a discussion, and perhaps have a quarterly, if not a monthly meeting, but definitely at least a quarterly summit where we all sit down together and say, these are the issues, here's the resources, how do we all go move forward? So I think that that's the best thing is to close this chapter, because people now has voted, regardless whether you like it or you don't. The people has voted, let's close the chapter and move forward, and let's start taking care of the people of the Commonwealth as one approach.
I think working together and moving forward, it's a two-way street. I'm definitely going to welcome working together with the legislature and even the other branch of government, right? And that's one thing I think I've been good at in the legislature is, not burning down any bridges and continuing to work and be cordial and professional with people. If we all just perform our task that has been given to us, the executive branch will perform their tasks and what they are tasked with based on the Constitution and the laws, right? The legislature are tasked with creating laws and looking at other laws and amending those laws, right, so that they're more effective for our people, right? And the judicial branch, of course, they're there to look at those laws and make sure that they're being followed, right? So everyone has a different role in this government. If we all concentrate on that particular role in each branch and each department, we can move forward smoothly, and that's where I think we will come together, right? But I'm given the blessing this coming election. That's one thing, I really want everyone just to move forward. Let bygones be bygones. Let's move forward and work for the people, so that we can bring what we need to bring to improve the quality of lives of this Commonwealth and the people. So.
And I want to congratulate everyone. I want to congratulate everyone that has won. And those that did not make it, I still want to congratulate you by putting your name in and giving the opportunity for the community to have the option of voting.
Governor, in response to your statement that he was nowhere to be, the Lieutenant Governor was nowhere to be found during the height of the pandemic, and Lieutenant Governor Palacios said that actually he was working behind the scene and he's doing it not for photo opportunities. How does it come to him?
How was he working behind the scenes? Because I was the one ordering all the PPEs. I've been meeting with all the first responders. I know exactly where those items were coming. I know what was being purchased, how much were being purchased, where they're being purchased, and the difficulties of bringing them here. I know where cargo was coming from. I know the airline challenges. I know how difficult to order those items. So I don't know exactly where he fit in as to be working behind the scenes.
I think he's alluding that you're doing it for photo opportunities.
This is to show, again, that I am there with the first responders. If he contributed, I would like to know. I've been with him for 3 years. I still don't know what has he contributed behind the scene. So I would be amazed if he gets a photo with him 24/7 and wanted to see what kind of contribution he's done. Or maybe that's probably why he doesn't have. But anyways, any other questions?
No, I do. I have just one follow-up, and it's regarding. It's kind of a follow-up from last time when we spoke. Anything yet with the with the party or from your office regarding the Commonwealth Election Commission about maybe, since there's only one race this time, maybe it'll be able to expedite the.
It should be a lot easier. I mean, there's only 1 and 2, right? So it's either you put left or you're right. And I suggest that if it's not machine, just do hand-picked or hand ballot.
I think the ballots were printed here, so I think it's going to be hand counted. That's what I heard from the election commission. So the ballots weren't printed elsewhere because of the time sensitivity. I think the plan was always that the runoff ballots would be printed here and they'd be counted manually. So we're hoping for expeditious results.
Just one last question. It appears that there has been some online posts targeting the age of the independent team. Do you condemn that type of activity online, the ageism that is coming up, pointing out how the age of Lieutenant Governor Palacios and Mayor Apache in this campaign?
No,
I don't think it's about the age itself. It's the ability to do the right work, right? And so, at the end of the day, you know when your age is ready. Like, I'm not gonna be running when I'm 75. I know my condition. I'm 42, 43 years old. So we all know where age comes from, right? It's not just about the age, it's your health condition. It's your ability to travel, it's your ability to stand in front of the Congress. is your ability to travel to the Congress, know what you're doing, and be able to travel back for your people. Is your ability to wake up in the morning when typhoon hits. Is your ability and not be scared, whether it's pandemic or others, to stand up and say, I'm gonna be in front with the frontliners so I know what they need, so I can be there to purchase. Not sit home and wonder why I should go to the airport for a supply. It's not about the supply. It's about showing up with your first responder, with your employees, to show them that if they can leave their house, so can you. Those are the things that you look at. We're not here to say, oh, because they're so. It's the ability. What have you done to contribute to your community? And that's my concern. My concern, because I know the effort I put into. What is our community gonna get for somebody that does not have the ability, the capability, or the willingness because of what has transpired in the last 2 years? You don't change history. So if you have a community, if you have someone that has not put in their effort, what do you think is the chances for that individual to give their 100% in the next 4 years? So that is the question here, is where is the drive, what is the ability, and how much are you willing to give for your community?
And Thomas, good question. You know, as you know, it's that portrayal has always been thrown out, right, in social media with different people. Myself as a leader, I always need to, every single day, I always need to prepare myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and to make sure that I'm healthy enough to lead our Commonwealth, or to lead in the position that I'm in. There's a lot of stresses in this job. Even I was a congressman for 2 terms. There were stresses there. There was pressure. I became a senator, and there were stresses and pressure. So it's not about the age. It's about really being able to face the issues head on, under pressure, in different circumstances, and when everything is against, you know, against us or against odds, right? Say a pandemic or stuff like that, right? And you know, I've always brought up, and I said it in the last press conference. It's not about the age. It's about, you know, a new generation of leadership. You know, I'm ready. You know, the Gov's been leading. You know, I'm a young leader, and I'm ready to lead right now. And I've always thanked our previous leaders and our forefathers for everything they've done, for all the good work that they've done. We've followed in your steps. You've molded us, right? You've given us that that energy for us to step up, right? And I'm doing the same thing to our future leaders. I'm always telling them, speaking in front of NMC, at MHS, or you know, Southern or Cagman High, I always say it's important for one of you to take the step, or 2 of you. And when your time comes, you know, we'll be there to make sure that that transition is smooth. And right now I'm appealing, you know, I'm here and I'm ready, you know. In our vernacular, está listuzo. Goes in about gun no ni songan na no peren na waha offer no unisita para bedirihi mona itanota. The tools have been given to me. The tools have been given to us, and we're ready to continue to, you know, to give the people what, you know, what we need to give them to improve their lives.
You know, so the other question, right? You made a question about the age. How about our age, right? Because I guess I've been called childish. I've been called names, so you're too young. For you young voters, you're never too young. You're never too young to do what your dream is. And I strongly believe that the elders should start embracing the youth. It is your time. It is your time to shine. When I first ran, I know people gave the opportunity, and that's what we want to do, is to give you, the youth, the opportunity to grow so that you guys can be a leader. And this is all about Vin and I. It's to give you, the youth, the opportunity. And so again, it's never about the age. I respect their age, they've done what they've done. But I appeal to the youth. It's your turn. We want you to partake in this progress. We want you to be part of this. And I hope that you look into leading the Commonwealth with being young, and it's never too late. for you to start being and addressing your youth. And I think that's the best part about this. But I do back with I just wanted to. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted
There's
to.
so many things that's popping on my mind, but go ahead.
Just wanted to re-ask the question. Do you directly condemn those ageist comments about your opponents? And secondly, you're talking about what you need to get ready for the role, health, handling pressure. Are you saying the independent candidates aren't able to handle that?
I was speaking of myself and how I lead and what I need to prepare myself to make decisions in the Commonwealth. That's how I answered that question. I don't agree with anyone saying things about people's age. Just like the Gov said, it's two ways. We're young, they're older than us, so if they're connecting that, how about our age, right? But I'm not supporting any ill thoughts or words
But I'm
about
gonna put
people's
words
age.
into.
Yeah.
But here's one approach. When you travel, and the first thing they do in the commercial, anywhere you go, if something happens in turbulence, there's oxygen that pops in, right? Pops down. There's two. One for you and one for your child. The FAA says, take that mask and take care of yourself first before you take care of your child. Our first reaction was, no, you should take care of your child first. But reality is, if you cannot take care of yourself, how are you be able to take care of your child? If you cannot take care of yourself, how can you take care of the people of the Marianas? That's it. Next question. We're good? I wanted to, there's a couple of things here that I just wanted to emphasize again. I know with back to the CEC stuff, I know that I know we had some question about that, the process, and I know that we do have a legal team looking into it. And so, I know there's a lot of challenges and a lot of disappointment. And we're kind of seeing a lot of things that doesn't equate on some of the report, and so we are looking into that. The other one is, again, I wanted to, since everyone's listening, we have the Boost program. We extended it from October 18 to November 18. We'll still have a few more days to go. I continue to urge everyone to please look into it, because it's definitely a program that helps the people of the Commonwealth. And I'll tell you, we've seen some great results, some good positive feedbacks from all islands, Rotatinian and Saipan. Again, we're investing to our own people, our own folks who needs the little help so that their dreams can come to a reality. It may not be 100% of what you're asking, but it's definitely something like what the program is, a boost, is to help you boost your dream, boost your program. And we're going to see a lot of good things happening from it. So again, first I want to also thank everyone that's participating, small business, Bank of Saipan. There's a different organization that's been helping out. So again, this boost program is to help the people of the CNMI come to reality, and it helps. And I hope that when tourists comes in, this is addition to what they can assist in promoting and better their life as well. So again, for the next few days, please take some time and apply for the Boost program.